What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be going through every single trailer and gameplay showcase for Battlefield 2042, and we're going to be finding every single weapon that is officially confirmed for the game. Now, I uploaded a very similar video to this one just a few days ago with all of the skins in the game, and so I thought it would only make sense to go through all of the weapons as well, and we're going to be going through these in two different sections. Firstly, we'll take a look at all of the actual first-person gameplay and find as many weapons from there as we can, because in the gameplay sections we can actually see the official name of the weapon on the HUD, so we can see the weapon in the player's hand and its name. And then right at the end of the video, I will be going through the cinematic trailers and pointing out all of the unique weapons there as well. There's only a couple there and we might not know the name for every one of those, but I will do my best to essentially match them up to a real life weapon, or at least acknowledge just that they are in the game anyway. Now, keep in mind that I am in no way a weapons expert, so I'm almost certain that I'll get a lot of these wrong when it comes to comparing them to real life counterparts later in the video. Please do correct me if I'm wrong on any of these, but I will give it my best shot anyway. Also, I won't be going through the portal weapons simply because we already have a complete list of those weapons, and I have a full video on that if you guys do want to check those ones out. This video will simply be covering the actual 2042 weapons instead. But anyway, without wasting any more time, let's get stuck into it, starting off with all of the gameplay stuff. So obviously the easiest place to start is just the beta weapons that we got to use, with those being the PPX-45 from the SMG class, the K30 from the SMG class, the M5A3 from the assault rifle class, the AK-24 from the assault rifle class, the LCMG from the light machine gun class, the DM7 from the marksman rifle class, the SWS-10 from the sniper rifle class, the MCS-880 from the shotgun class, and then the G57 and the M44, which were both from the pistol class. So those were all available to use in the beta, and obviously those are really the only ones that we've actually been able to properly get our hands on. Now, early on here in the gameplay trailer, we see the PBX-9. I'm not 100% sure if this is completely separate from the PBX-45, or if they have possibly just changed this weapon, since this is from like 3 or 4 months ago. And since the names are so similar and the weapons look pretty similar to it, could just essentially be redesigned to the PBX-45 that we got in the beta, but I thought I'd throw this one in here just in case it is a separate weapon. We then also get to see the TG-24, and once again this looks literally identical to the SWS-10, so I am assuming this is actually just a renamed weapon. I could be wrong, but it looks way too similar to be a separate gun in my opinion, so it seems a lot of these weapons might have had a name change or even a slight redesign since these initial trailers. We then see a weapon here called the 4v9, kind of a weird name for a weapon, and again this one looks like the M5A3 in my opinion, but we do see the M5A3 in the next shot, so I think this is actually a different weapon, most likely a marksman rifle since it doesn't have too much ammo. Now moving on, we have another new weapon in the Hazard Zone trailer as well, which is the V-Car here, which looks a little bit like an SMG, but I have heard this one is actually a DMR. It looks a little bit like an MP7 to be honest, down in the image on the HUD, but yeah, according to data mines, this apparently is a marksman rifle, so we'll just have to wait and see on this one. Now in the open beta trailer, we could actually see a new one as well in the SFAR MGL. Now this looks to me like a SCAR, and there was of course the SCAR H in Battlefield 4, and then the GL I assume is just standing for grenade launcher that is attached to that as well. Now moving on to the new specialist gameplay of the, the 5 new specialists, we see the PP29 here, which is definitely modeled after the PP19 Bison. I'm assuming this is just a futuristic version of that weapon since the name and the look are almost identical. We then see an MP9 here in the Dozer clip, which I thought actually looked like an MP7 or something, but when I mentioned this in a previous video, a lot of people mentioned that the MP9 is literally just a real life weapon, so I'm going to trust those guys and assume that is the case. And again, this looks like another SMG just like the PP29. In the next Dozer clip, we can actually see he has a new LMG, which I believe is this weapon you can see here in the PKP. It doesn't actually confirm that in the gameplay since he is holding the ballistic shield, but this weapon is confirmed by the developers obviously from this image, and the weapon in the gameplay looks like this one either way. Now in the Sundance section, we also see them holding a 12M auto, which I thought was an AA-12, but it was actually corrected in the comments of a previous video that this is the Saiga 12K shotgun, which it definitely is. The AA-12 doesn't look at all like that one, so this is another confirmed shotgun that appears to be modeled after the Saiga 12K. We then see Angel using the AC-42, another brand new weapon that I believe is modeled after the TAR-21. What I've of my all-time favorites from Modern Warfare 2, and there was also the MTAR 21 in Battlefield 4, and this one appears to be a 3-round burst. Whether that's locked or whether that's just by choice in this clip, I'm not 100% sure. Now, lastly, from these gameplay snippets, we get to see another new sniper rifle called the DXR-1, and there's also another new confirmed weapon there in the MP28, which appears to be an automatic pistol with a stock on it. So that is essentially it for the weapons that we can officially confirm the names of, since they are all mentioned in the HUD. Obviously, some of those earlier ones might just be like renamed versions, but other than those 2 or 3 that were similar, the rest are definitely unique weapons, and all up we've managed to have 10 new confirmed weapons on top of the ones that we saw in the beta, taking us to a total of 20 weapons confirmed, and obviously plenty more that we probably just don't know about yet. Now, like I said, I've gone through all of the cinematic trailers as well, and although we can't really confirm the names of any of them since we can't see the HUD, there are 2 that I found that look unique to anything we've seen so far, both of which are actually snipers, so I'll just quickly touch on these ones as well. Firstly, we get a look at what seems to be a new sniper here that Casper is holding. I have absolutely no idea what this one is. It could actually just be that DXR-1 that we saw earlier, but it definitely just looks different to the SWS-10, so I thought I'd mention this one anyway. Then in that recent What a Time to Be Alive commercial that they premiered the other day, there's also another sniper rifle here that Casper is using with this weird like sort of handle above the scope, and I looked into this a little bit, and it seems that this is the NTW-20 in real life, and obviously it'll have a different name since it's obviously a futuristic version, but as far as I can tell, that is what this weapon is based on anyway. But guys, that is pretty much it for all of the weapons that I could find through all of the official stuff we've seen so far. Obviously, for anyone who pays attention on Twitter, guys like Temporial have already sort of data mined a few more than these so far, but I'm really only touching on what we've officially seen in the trailers and stuff, not because I don't believe the data miners, but simply because they aren't officially confirmed yet like the rest of these weapons. If I missed any, or if I got any of these wrong, then like I said, don't hesitate to let us all know down in the comments section, and again, keep in mind these likely aren't the only weapons in the game when it launches. I dare say there'll be maybe 5 to 10 more than this at a minimum, plus the 40 or more portal weapons, and then we'll be getting multiple weapons per season too, so it seems like we should have a pretty awesome selection of weapons to choose from. If you guys enjoyed the video, then be sure to leave a like down below, and if you are new, then consider subscribing to the channel with those notifications on. Like I said at the start of the video, I have actually just done a video pretty similar to this, but for all of these skins in the game, and that just went up the other day, so if you guys are interested in that, then be sure to go and check that one out as well. If you guys want to support the content that I make here on YouTube, then consider becoming a channel member. But with that being said, thank you all very much for watching. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you all out there on the battlefield.